Hello everybody and welcome to A Walk with the Bees, where we take a month by month a look at what the bees are interested in terms of forage and give you a tip on what I'm working on this month as a beekeeper. During April, there are a few favorite plants that our bees are constantly on anytime they can sneak out in between those spring rainstorms. And the number one and earliest that happens in April is the dandelion. This is a great excuse for me to not mow my yard in spring because I want those dandelions available for our bees. This plant is also the botanical cue for me to start considering managing my bees for swarming. Another favorite here on the homestead for our bees is gonna be gooseberries, and these are some of the first fruits in the spring that our kids love to run out and forage upon in the woods, and they get an early start with their blooms, which are a good nectar source for our bees. We also have autumn olives that are blooming after the gooseberries and the dandelions, and while they are considered an invasive species here in Missouri, as a beekeeper, it is a bittersweet relationship. I do not like them in my property as they do take over, but they produce some very fragrant flowers and the bees love them for a pollen source. Another plant that I do love as a beekeeper and a landscaper, but from an environmental standpoint, it could be considered invasive, and that is our burning bush flowers. They make these little nondescript flowers that produce some good nectar, and the bees get all over them this time of year. Now, with this abundance of flower options in April, I'm sure there are more species that our bees are touching on here and there, but there's definitely a distinct preference for these four that I listed. As I mentioned earlier, this is also swarming season for bees, and here in Missouri, they tend to swarm between April and May. As a beekeeper, I'm trying to get a head start on catching swarming behavior in my hives, and I want to look for queen cups, especially if I see queen cups that have larvae or eggs inside. That's going to let me know it's time to split these hives so I get to keep those bees for myself and expand my apiary. I also want to seize this opportunity for hanging up some swarm traps and catching a few bees from the wild so I can incorporate those genetics into my apiary and also expand the hives that I have available. And it's kind of like catching 200 bucks. Who doesn't want to do that? Thank you all for watching the April version of A Walk with the Bees. I look forward to seeing you all in May.